And I notice that you hold the play cards. So how do you decide what the inbound play is going to be?
Well, at one point, Roz turned to me and said, "Is that just random, how you just pull those cards out of there?" And I said, "Yeah, Roz, I don't even pay any attention to it." Actually, it's a new responsibility for me. I've never done that as an assistant. It's something that Karen Middleton did before I got here. So I think for the first kind of 4 or 5 games, I wasn't quite in the habit. So, the ball would go out of bounds, and our team would all look over like this, and I'd be, talking to Tar or talking to another player, and they're going, "Kate!" So, they worked with me, and I think I finally got in the habit where I actually have something to call. But, basically it's just looking who's in the game and knowing what plays, would be best, and maybe, who we want to get a shot for, and time and score situations, or what's been working, or things like that. So it's not magic by any means.
Is it based on, I'm kind of curious, is it based on who Stanford has in the game, or is it based on who the opponent has in the game, or maybe a combination?
Probably a combination. I think more often than not, it's really who we have in the game. Do we want to get a shot inside? Do we want to get a shot outside? It could be who's in the game for the opponent. If we have somebody with foul trouble and we want to attack them on the block, we'll try and call a play to get the ball on the block and maybe get a foul on them or something like that.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of interesting.
It's very tricky.
A lot of fans, because you got to keep on top of that. One of the things we've been talking about with some of the other players and alumni that have come through is kind of this whole origination of nicknames. And so Heather has told us that you gave her the name Red.
I know, and she filled me in on the story, so I actually know it now. I couldn't remember it.
Were there other people that you gave nicknames to?
Let's see, I was there, I think, when Vanessa Nygaard got her nickname.
Which one?
Well, we call her Va.
Va.
Which is kind of unusual for Vanessa. We were struggling one day to come up with a nickname for her, and we were throwing Nye, we're trying all different V, and nothing quite worked. And we had a strength coach who was working with us for a short period of time, and she just said, "How about Va?" And Vanessa hated it. "Oh, no." So then, of course, as soon as you identify that you don't like it, everyone's going to seize on to that. And so that pretty much was her nickname and to this day, I call her Va.
Yeah. And do you have a nickname?
My nickname has always been Kate Paye. I have one of those names that only sounds right if it's first name and last name together. Actually, when I first got here, Tara always called me Katie Paye because my brother calls me Katie, and my athletic director at Menlo called me Katie. So in the newspaper, I was always called Katie Paye. Katie Paye scored 20 points, and Menlo won, so forth. So when I first got, she called me Katie Paye, Katie Paye, Katie Paye, and it wasn't until about the second month that Nikki Civilian, who was a year ahead of me, who was a great person, just an absolute great person and great teammate, she said, "Well, now what is your last name?" I was like, "Nikki, my last name is Paye." She goes, "Oh, I thought it was like Katie Paye Johnson, like you were real country or something." I was like, "No, Nikki." So I don't know why, but fortunately, I dropped the Katie and now I'm Kate, but a lot of times, I don't know, it doesn't matter where I go, whether it's Stanford or other teams or situations I've been in, I just have one of those names that the first name only sounds right with the last name, Kate Paye.
And the other thing we want to ask you is, and you're kind of in a unique situation because you probably hear all the Tarisms. What was the best Tarism you had as you were a player?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many. Tara has them, and she recycles them. Invariably, it'll always be kind of, the week after Christmas, before New Year's, and we'll be practicing, and, we'll be practicing, and someone will pass up a shot, and Tara will yell, I remember she did this to Tara Harrington. "Tara, what are you doing out there, standing out there on the wing? You're not a decoration. Christmas is over." And I think she said it once this year, too. So I've heard that one before. Let's see, whenever, the team's practicing and they're all of a sudden the play gets sloppy and they're throwing the ball all over and people are doing crazy things, she'll just blow her whistle and say, "They already made the movie Dumb and Dumber and none of y'all are in it." So those are some of her favorite ones.
So where do you see yourself going from here?
I'm not sure. I certainly would like to be a head coach someday. I'm not in any rush. I have a great job where I'm at. I'm in a great situation. I'm learning a lot every day. You can't complain about being at Stanford, so I'm very content and happy where I am and excited to be working hard and hopefully get Stanford back to the Final Four in a national championship.
Well, that would be great. I'm sure we'd all love that too. You, at some point, you were saying you were playing for the WNBA while you're going and getting your JV MBA. Now that's a 3-year program?
It's a 4-year program.
4-year program. So tell us a little bit about that for those people that don't know that you have multiple degrees here.
Overeducated and underpaid.
Yeah.
No. I always knew I'd go back to school, and when I was playing the ABL, and kind of I knew that, you know, things might not work out. I'd started the application process. I have lawyers in my family. I always felt that my kind of skill set would be best suited to law school. So I did that, and people kind of also were giving, of course, everyone has their advice. Oh, you should get your MBA. That's more flexible. You can do more with it. And, you know, so I couldn't decide, so I just decided to do both. It's a 4-year program. You spend your first year in law school, your second year in business school, and then your final 2 years you're taking classes at both places. And I absolutely loved my experience here as a graduate student at Stanford. It was extremely challenging. It was extremely, you know, the professors, they're so interesting and they're so dynamic, and they're doing such amazing things, and the students that you're in class with are all amazing people in their own right. And I absolutely loved my experience.
You also worked for a law firm, too,
I did.
right?
I did.
How long did you work there? And who was
Let's
there?
see, I think I almost made 6 months. You know, I think that I graduated, and you know, I was done playing. I'd gotten waived, and, you know, I knew kind of my time was up. Felt very fortunate to have the career that I did, and I figured, hey, I have this law degree, I might as well give it a shot. I suspected maybe a corporate law gig wouldn't be the thing for me, but you know, I was working at Cooley Godward right here in Palo Alto, which is a phenomenal firm with great people, and you know, I missed the game too much, and you know, I didn't feel myself, and you know that. You know, in the back of my mind, I always thought that I'd want to try coaching. People had always told me, oh, you'd be good at that, and maybe, you know, trying to not do what people tell you you're going to do. I push it off as long as I could, but, you know, I've been very fortunate and privileged in my life to always do things that I'm passionate about, and I just missed the game so much, and, you know, I got back into coaching. I spent my first year at Pepperdine coaching with Vanessa, with Julie Russo, who had been an assistant here at Stanford, and it was just, it was fun. It was fun. I you know, woke up and was excited. It didn't feel like you were going to work. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of long hours, but you know, I love going to practice every day, and it's something I still enjoy. So for what I'm doing right now, I certainly love it, and I'm passionate about it and excited to have this opportunity.
Yeah, when do you think you'll be ready to fill those shoes for a head coaching job?
I don't know. I think it's probably one of those things that you're never completely ready, and you know, I think you try and, as an assistant, you try and learn as much as you can and get as much experience and watch, and you know, but they like to say that move 12 inches over to the seat next to you is a big jump, and you know, I think that hopefully I'm preparing myself, and certainly in my experience here at Stanford, learning from Tara, learning from Amy, and you know, you learn every day, just working with the kids, and you know, hopefully I'll be well prepared.
Well, do you think we're going to see you as the next head coach here at Stanford?
I don't know. I think Tara's going to be here forever, don't you think?
I think so.
She doesn't seem to get any older. She doesn't have any gray hair or anything.
And she had the same hairstyle.
I know.
I know.
I think that Stanford is so fortunate to have Tara, and you know, Tara likes to tease, oh, she won't be doing this forever, but it's hard for me to imagine Tara doing much of anything else.
Yeah. Think about yourself, and remember yourself being on the floor as a player, and now you're coming back, and the fans now see you as a coach.
You know, the fans at Stanford are tremendous, and it's really one of the strengths of our program. Our Fast Break Club and the support we get from our fans, both in our home games and having Maples packed, and on the road, we get such a strong contingent of people wearing Cardinal and cheering for us, and it's something that you know, I know that I appreciated as a player, and even more so now as a coach, and we really have a greater understanding of the big picture and how everything really works together, and I think it's something that our team now really appreciates, and they know how important it is to have people who are always in your corner and cheering for you, and you know, it's something they take a lot of pride in.
All right, well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.